everybody, how are you all? Well, today I'm going to take a topic that is very important. It's a method of English learning how to speak English, and it is a debated method. So a lot of people they favor it, a lot of people they think it's not good. That is translation method. Translating English from Hindi to English or from your native language. So you're translating the targeted language from your native language. Now here, targeted language is English. That means you're learning English by translating. Is it correct? Is it really going to make you speak English? And if yes, how can we use it? Where are the situations when we need to avoid it? Translation method. Okay, so let me start this topic and I'm going to tell you in details if it's right, wrong, if yes, how to use it, if no, when to avoid it, everything in details. If you're also someone who translates things a lot, then this video is surely for you. Now, translation. It is a method that was developed in ancient times. So it is called traditional method. It is considered as traditional method of learning English. Why? Because it was developed in ancient times to learn Greek and Latin languages. Now, in modern times, often it is looked down upon. So there are situations where you need to avoid translation at all costs. And I am going to tell you about it in details. Do not worry about that. But then there are some situations when translation can be helpful. See, according to international curriculum, according to the modern way of learning English or any foreign language, it is believed that you should not translate a language. You should understand the language through context. So you need to understand it through context. For example, what we do is, if there is a situation, that is, you need to ask somebody time. This person who does not know the language will be given some phrases to learn. And if this person wants to ask time, this person should use one of these phrases. That will be the basic, the starting level of learning English. It is called learning a language in context. Why? Because each language differs. There is no perfect translation in languages. If I present to you a translated paragraph, word to word exact translated paragraph, you will not be able to understand that this particular language is actually English or whatever it is. For example, I'm going to give you an example. This happened when I was doing my CELTA. So what my professor, my tutor did was, he's proficient in Thai. He's a native English speaker and now he lives in Thailand. He's also proficient in Thai language. So he knows English and Thai both. Now what he did was, he presented to us a paragraph which was translated word to word from Thai language. Now this paragraph was actually in English. The words, everything was in English. But this paragraph was translated word to word. He gave it to us and he asked us to tell him the meaning, to deduct the meaning. Believe me, all of us together, we were not able to deduct the complete meaning of the paragraph. We were so frustrated. It looked like we are reading some kind of foreign language. The word-to-word translation was so bad. The whole English was looking broken. The punctuations were all wrong. Why? Because each language has its own punctuation. Each language has its own rules. And the cultural aspect of the language differs a lot. So there was this idiom, particular idiom, which has no translation. We had to use some other idiom to describe that particular thing in English. But that idiom was translated word to word. We were not able to deduct what was the meaning of the idiom. And at last, our tutor, he told us that this is the meaning. So that is the thing. You cannot translate everything in a language word to word. But if you're at the beginning level of your language learning, and if you want to speed learn, that is, if you're someone who's looking for quick learning, who wants to really learn something quickly, at that time, you can learn some translated words, some translated phrases. That's okay. You can do that. If you're on the basic level, just the starting level. Because lots of time I've seen that learners who are just beginning to learn the new language, who are not able to understand the language at all. Like if you're watching my video, that means you're not on that level. You understand English. That means you don't need translation. You should avoid translation at all costs. But if somebody who does not understand language, that person cannot learn language by himself or herself without a help of tutor or professional help, without translation. So this person will need translation at the beginning, just at the beginning, in order to understand some phrases, understand some words. But as soon as this person develops the understanding of the language, maybe the understanding is just 30%, 40%. When this person is presented with a paragraph, if this person is able to understand even the 50% of the paragraph, I say stop translating things, because this is the time you need to really immerse in language. Why? Why do that? Because language is just not some words, phrases, and lines. No, it's about skills. Speaking skill, listening skill, reading skills, and writing skills. They are important. And in order to develop these skills, you need to surround yourself with English. Plus, if you will keep on translating, how will you think in English? The biggest problem that we are not able to think in English, that people suffer from, that what to do, how to think in English, what to do. The biggest mistake that they're making is, even if they understand English, good English, they are using either bilingual dictionaries or they are learning English through translation. Whenever they find a word, what they do is they find a Hindi translation. They go to Google Translator instead of going to Cambridge Dictionary or Oxford Dictionary. So this habit of going or seeking translator instead of seeking a dictionary, that is something which is hindering you from thinking in English. You need to focus on a monolingual dictionary where the word or the phrase can be explained to you using basic words, so that you can think in English. How will you use this particular word, this particular phrase in your conversation if you have understand the meaning through translation, because you have not understood the context? So I say that translation method works. It's not like you should not translate at all. Sometimes it's easier, it saves time, it's helpful, I know that. But let it be there for your beginning stages of learning English, that's it. For beginning stages. So if you know somebody who's at a beginning stage, you can say that, okay, go ahead, you can recommend this particular thing to that person. But if you're someone who's watching my video, who understands English, I say please limit your translation. If you're in the habit of translating everything, seeking Google Translator, then try to limit it, decrease it. Instead, go find the meaning of this particular phrase on either Oxford Dictionary, Cambridge Dictionary, Britannica, or you can take help from Google. So if you write the phrase, there are lots of websites which tell you the meaning of that particular phrase in English using simple words. And that is how you can develop your ability to think in English, because constantly translating will hinder your ability to think in English. There are levels. I've told you before in my videos, there are levels A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. So translation is okay till A1 and A2. So if you're on A1, that is, you're just beginning to learn English, that I'm sure you must have passed, right? Then it's okay. If you're someone who can understand English but you're not able to speak English at all, you speak quite broken English, that I know a lot of you must be facing. I know this is a common issue. If you're facing this, do not worry, you're going to improve. Dedicate a time to learn English. Keep practicing, you're going to improve. But if you're someone who's on this particular stage that you think that you're gonna speak quite broken English, that's why you're not speaking it at all, you don't know how to begin speaking English, how to form sentences, sentence structure together, at that point, that means you're on A2 level, somewhere on A2, A1, between A1, A2. Then you can start by some translation, fine. As soon as you reach B1, give up on translation completely. International curriculum never encourages translation at this particular point. So B1, B2, then C1, C2, obviously you're an advanced learner. C1, C2, there is no question of translation at this point, because translation will not work. Vocabulary which is given to you on C1 and C2 level, that is so advanced that you will not find particular translation for that particular vocabulary. That is something related to the language, to the particular language that you're learning, and the cultural background of the language. So there are going to be either idioms, advanced version of vocabulary, and how are you going to find absolute, complete translation of those particular words? So it will be difficult. Then there are going to be some sentences in the different language, that is, whether it's Hindi, whether it's Tamil, Telugu, Bengali, Italian, German, whatever is your native language. Then you're going to find explanation in sentences. So instead of reading those explanations in your native language, why don't you read that explanation in English language? Because you'll be able to understand the explanation. I know that. Even you know that if you're on C1 level, C2 level. So the thing is that do not rely on translation too much. If you're on a higher level of learning English now, on a higher level of speaking English, if you're really close to your goal of speaking fluent English, give up on translation. Focus on completely surrounding yourself with English material, English content. For example, like my channel, it's completely in English. Why? Because I try to give you an environment where you can completely immerse yourself in English. That's what's happened in the international curriculum, that you get complete English environment. And that is what I provide to you. Complete English environment. That's my aim. So I hope that this answers your question now. Translation is neither good, neither bad. It depends on your situation, in which situation you are. So the thing that should I use it, should I not use it? Again, it depends on your situation and the level at which you are in your learning journey, in your English speaking journey. So that's it for today. That was the thing, and I've addressed this issue now. Now I think you know what to do, because you know at what level you are. Now you know what you need to do in order to speak fluent English, what to avoid, what to do. I'm gonna see you next time. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe my channel if you're new here. I'm gonna see you tomorrow sharp at 8 a.m. Till then, take care and bye.